Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me out there? Is the speakers working? I think everything's frozen, just like all my equipment here. You can hear me? Thank you very much. Sorry about the delay there. We've started this race, believe it or not. My cameras and equipment decided it's time to play now. There's enough heat here. Good morning. Welcome to the Sunday edition of the SGORA 200 at Port Germein in beautiful South Australia. Now, we've been... all our cars are already on course at the moment. I couldn't get my equipment going fast enough, I don't think, but we've got it going now. Which is all good. It's the fun of the fair, as they say. So I think everyone's hearing me hopefully all right there on the interweb. We've got a few competitors on track for you today. And while they're out there running around and you're watching the SGORA 200. There's the two mixed views. We've got the Thatch and buggy in the background at the moment. Let's just have a bit of a run through as to yesterday's results, as we didn't have it here and there was something wrong with the atmosphere yesterday. Did not want to cooperate with us in regards to, so it's apologies if you were tuning in there. I thought I was going out very nicely, but things change, don't they? So yesterday's results for you, to give you an idea who's in front. 136, the Pro Light buggy, Matt Curtis. Second place at the moment is the 184 of Evan Lampard. Third place at the moment, the 699 side-by-side of Michael Parnham. Fourth position, the Pro Light 134, belonging to David Hall. Fifth outright, the Pro Light Boggy 174, Blair John steering. 623 is in sixth. That is Jeff Brennan. It's 902 number is in seventh place, the Pro Buggy of Andrew Fitzgerald. Eighth place is 1074, the Sports Light of David Adams. And what have we got? Ninth place, 1055, the Sports Light of Adrian Gardner. 10th place, the 281 Pro Buggy. What's that? No, that's not a Pro Buggy. It's Super 16. Oh, no. Hang on. Class 2, Super 1650. Got it written down here, trying to go too fast. Corey Hayworth, 281, is in 10th place. 11th, the Super 1650 of Mark Taylor. 12th place, 1059, our first Northern Territorian, Darren Wright there in 12th. 13th, 6138, the side-by-side Serbo of Jack Livingston. 14th is the 52 Pro Buggy of DJ Smart. 15th, the side-by-side number 613, Luke Moody. I think that's all our competitors left at the moment. Hang on, have we got any more? Saw some people restarting today, but that's our outright positions. So we're fairly fogged up here this morning. It was minus 8.8 degrees there when I checked the BOM website this morning. Fairly cold start here. Sun's now shining through and you can see we've got a clear blue sky at the moment. So we're looking to have an excellent morning's racing, more or less. I'll get some event details as the Clark and course decides what to do. We'll see if we can follow some of these cars for you. Here we go, it's Adrian Gardner coming through. windows are frozen, everything's frozen. I'm half frozen. But these race cars are fully thawed out that are on track at the moment. Adrian Gardner will be having a great run there, leading the heat away. We'll be able to show you a little bit more and more as the day progresses and the windows clear. Big wide corner there for Fitzy. Was that Fitzy? Yes. No, that's right. That's the Class 10. Big wide corner there. It's caught a few people out that corner this weekend. A little bit slippery. One new turn before the start-finish line. Don't forget, you're watching the SGORA 200 here. Welcome to all our spectators here bright and early this morning. Thanks for turning up here. We really do appreciate the support that people show. And we've got Corey Hayworth coming in here at the moment. As I'm joined by Lindsay Foster in the background here. Morning, Lindsay.
Yeah, morning. How are you?
They can hear you all right. Don't worry about that. Coming in to check us all out there today, make sure everything's working. I think it is at the moment, Lindsay, except things still frozen.
Man, I'm impressed. You've got a lot of shiny stuff here.
Yeah, a lot of good gear here, mate. A lot of good gear. Just need more people to operate at that at the moment. We'll have all the full crew here for the mini pave 250 a bit later on. That's SGORA, and what we got up there? That's that one there. Rightio. Side by side source. See if we can catch these guys coming through. Yes, this looks very much like Boomer the Buggy to me. That's the team Taylor.
Somewhere.
Yeah, Lindsay's just having a look here of all of the setup that I've got and seeing the drone footage that that was from last year. So that's just a bit of a filler to let everyone know what the track looks like from above. The drone operator, he could be up there today, but next time. That's Action Adams Aerial Services, of course. Here comes Luke Moot. He's gone over the top as well. Pops it back down. The four-wheel drive definitely helping that traction of that car. He's through. Background there, you can see him running into people at home there. Lindsay, you're getting a split screen. You're getting both cameras at once with the background shot. Oh, another one to go really high there. This is Jack Livingston. You just see them coming across over the jump in the back there. That's as far as it's going. The windows are starting to defrost slightly. Are you enjoying your retirement there, Lindsay?
I am, mate. It took a while. I had 3 shots at it.
3 shots at it, yeah.
We're getting a handle on it now.
Here comes Ben Fatchin after having a problem yesterday. Back on track. See right across the Gulf there today. Silos shining white, bright.
Yeah, pretty impressive last night. Look at the lights over there.
Yeah, it's not bad. Beautiful spot to come out your backyard every night and have a look, isn't it? So,
Not bad.
thanks to the Barclays for letting us play in their backyard. Once again. Beautiful part of South Australia, Port Germein, just north of Port Perry, south of Port Augusta. Across the Gulf from a whole heap of towns, by the look of it.
Stony Point, I think you're looking at.
Stony Point, there we go.
I think it is.
So Lindsay's up here today supporting all the event.
No, brought my wife up so she can timekeep.
Oh, there you go. Jeez, he's doing a great job. Thanks to Lindsay there. He's lives residing up Wakery Way at the moment these days, isn't it?
Yep. Not a bad piece of the world either.
Oh, not bad at all. It's pretty good. Yes, that's the next race for South Australia's Wakery, isn't it?
It is, yeah. 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Get onto their website on Facebook if you want to find out details for Wakery. Stay in the township. It's about 18 k's south of the Stewart Highway.
On New World Centre Road.
New Well Centre Road. Yep, that's the one. Shouldn't be too hard.
Just type in Wakery and Giro, will come up on your GPS.
No worries at all. That's pretty well set up there. The AASA event. Round 4 of the South Australian Off-Road Racing Championship Series.
One of the few true long courses left now.
Yeah, well, they've added what? It's a 60k a lap
I
now?
think it is, yeah. Yeah, so it's a genuine long course. So they get thin on the ground now.
Yes, you've got to go interstate almost, or go for a whole 230k's up at Finker or something for it.
Yeah, that's the deer weekend.
Yeah, exactly. But there you go. 2 weeks' time, you'll be able to see Lindsay. You doing anything up there? Or?
Unfortunately, I'll be in Queensland.
Queensland?
Yeah, got a family thing, so
Oh, well,
I'll be out there.
have fun with that.
Oh, we will.
Be a few people around the place looking forward to Wakery. It's always been a family favourite. Long history for the event. And the Locketts up there keeping everything alive and well. Ah, thank you for that. Just been picked out there as the old battery for the screen's running out, but that'll be about right. Turned it off last night. Cheers, Lindsay. So that'd be typical. Run out of batteries when I don't need to. Excuse all the straining and funny noises there. Fell over on Friday here and have bruised, done something to a rib. And every little bit of movement there is rather interesting. So that's the way things go when you're having fun in the city. Sorry, just stretching and groaning here, trying to put a battery in. Adrian Gardner through there, completed his second lap. Things are happening pretty fast out here today. Well, a lot of wheel spin and backfire there as the course is a little bit slippery still out there this morning. But competitors can see the track. You can actually see a little bit of dust starting to pick up. See Corey Hayworth on his way towards us now. You're watching the SGORA 200. Corey Hayworth coming through to complete his second lap. Using the berm to steer. If you're looking for lap times, so am I. Almost have to get the old stopwatcher set out to be able to record all this these days. We're all learning and adapting to the world without Murray and Julie Rogers. We've done such an excellent job over the years. People have got quite used to being in touch electronically and instantly updated with all of the race times. So the committee here doing their best as Boomer the Buggy strains for another gear. And it looks like we've got a side-by-side stopped out there. Lots of officials looking at the back of the car. Looks like the helmet's coming off. Might have declared their race over. Helmet up on the roof. Not looking too excited about running on with things. Meanwhile, the Jack Livingston and his side-by-side coming through. And not far behind him is Ben and Heath Fatchin. In their side-by-side, first event for this car. Do you want to know the results from yesterday? Go onto Facebook there and look up the Spencer Golf Off-Road Racing Association. I think the Gawler Road Knights shared the information there yesterday. This is the SGORA 200. We'll be going and having the Mini Pave 250 be up next. On the 24th and 25th, that's for Port Germein here. So the track just being re-smoothed with all of the rain and the stuff yesterday. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of activity there for the Barklar crew. But that's part of the fun of having a racetrack in your backyard. It's a bit over 20 kilometres a lap here. After the 24th or 25th, and next round of the Motorsport Australia Off-Road Championship, we at Loveday, the 400, the end of July there, 26 to 28th. Yep, they're racing on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Round 3 of the Motorsport Australia Off-Road Championship. And there is some absolutely superb spectating to be on hand there. I won't be going live myself there. I'll be just talking to you. So get down to Loveday to see all of the exciting action with, wow, Bo Robinson, after winning the Fink after so many years, the OBR team putting in a massive effort. Shane Hutt alongside. I think they've stopped partying now. There was the rumour there at Fink. They were going for a whole week or so, I think. But great to see the reward for these guys after so much hard work over the years trying to win the event. So their pursuit of the Australian Championship outright will be continuing at Loveday. So the Mason truck, it would be just worth coming and seeing that alone. What a weapon of machinery that is. Two-wheel drive Mason. But hopefully Tony Waitley will have a entry list up on his website there so we can get a bit of an idea of what's going on. A lot of close and exciting motorsport here yesterday. Slip sliding away. The Can-Ams went off for an early lead. Being the four-wheel drives, the only four-wheel drives here this weekend. We haven't got any Class 7s or 8s. So they definitely showed their dominance in this type of terrain. It's definitely dried out a bit now with the Pro buggies and the Pro lights starting to show their outright pace. They can get a little bit quicker down these straights than the side-by-sides. You can start to see there's definitely, as Adrian Gardner comes around, he's leading this heat. Be pretty happy about that too, I'd say. See if we can follow him here for the old camera do what it's told. No problems at all there. So if you're watching this live and you're saying, what are you doing with this camera? Just trying to get it to cooperate. Everything's a bit frozen, including my fingers. We're doing our best to bring you a little bit of an insight into what's happening out there in this racetrack. Still got our, I think that's the Moody 613 that would be. That's stopped out there. Here comes Adrian Gardner to complete his next lap. It's like Darren Wright there in his sports light over the jump. he comes. He's our first place Northern Territorian. And hiding in the grass there, the Samfire, Corey Hayworth. The Southern Cross doing well. So the Barclays are working hard in the catering area there if you're feeling hungry, thirsty. The rock and roll bar is open and ready to go. Just kick a bit of the mud off the shoes on the way in. Be happy to help you there. There's even a playground right next door for the kids to keep them entertained if you want to go for a bit of a coffee. There's a coffee machine, coffee van down a bit further. Here comes Corey Hayworth to complete his next lap. Next to come around, by the look at it, is Ben and Heath Fatchin. And their super fresh SPH engineered Can-Am. There they go, over the jump. And that looks like the Livingston side by side trying to chase them down. But first, we've got Boomer the Buggy. Team Taylor. Here comes the Fatchers to complete their next lap. Nice and smooth and fast. And here comes Jack Livingston in his side by side. Oh, getting a little bit sideways on that corner. Managed to catch it in time. Excuse me, just having your frustrations here with the tripod, just not cooperating with me, just doesn't want to play today. So that's excuse all the wobbly vision that you see out of it. Just really struggling to my bearings to hold on here. It's a bit frustrating. Everyone at home, even more so for me, I can tell you. So sorry she's a bit wobbly dobbly out there for you today, but it's just not doing what it wants to do. It's all frozen up and jamming up on me. What fun it is trying to do a live broadcast, commentate, and do all the camera work as well. But anyway, I know what it's like to be at home, wishing you were out here watching the racing, and ever since we've been able to get some vision around the place live, I've been glued to the TV, and I'm sure many people else are feeling exactly the same, that you really enjoy the opportunity to see a little bit more than you would. And these days, yeah, it's so hard without having, say, Rally Safe here or Murray and Julie Rogers setup, where you could follow the timing live. All a little bit confusing now, so even trying to get a little bit of paperwork's always a bit of a struggle here these days. But there's lots of good people out here taking on the role, learning a whole lot of new ways to get the sport out there live to everybody. These days, people expect the drive-through mentality, don't they? So, coming into view now, Adrian Gardner for Adrian Gardner Electrical. He's really got this Bond roll cage buggy wound up today. See some big yumps over there. He gets through that U-turn corner. Over the jump without any troubles. He'll be back in a minute. That's not the place to park, is it? Here comes Adrian Gardner for his next lap. That's our sports light. Oh, down right. all the way from the territory. Beautifully prepared Southern Cross. So there's a fair bit of air between first and second in this heat. We've seen a side-by-side, which looks like the Moody machine stuck out there. Got another buggy hiding as well. Meanwhile, here comes a 1069. And unfortunately, he's waved at the crowd down right there, and the car is momentarily not in contact with the ground. As you see, recovery on their way. Yellow flag has been drawn. Can't see with the camera where he is, but a very low speed, self-inflicted problem there. I can see some wheels sticking up the ground, but I'm getting thumbs up from everyone, so the crew is A-OK. So all of the officials straight away in control, out to offer assistance. They'll have to pull this car back onto its wheels. Yep, so they're all good outside of the car. Always a bit of a worry, but what a place to do that. I have seen a couple of cars get very high on two wheels getting around that corner, but the last person I saw to roll there was Ben McNamara and his old side-by-side. Meanwhile, back to the racing. Here comes Corey Hayworth. Finish his next lap. Yellow flag being waved. Dutifully slowing down there. There's a really big tractor tyre and some very deep grooves around that spectator corner. So I think the bar class should put up for the spectators a Rollers of Fame, or Holy Rollers, or Boulder Rollers. Here comes Ben Fatchin in the 628. He's acknowledging the yellow flag. Next up will be Boom of the buggy. Father and son, the Team Taylor. Rider telling his driver, slow down, Dad, slow down. Incident ahead. Good call, good navigation. Being diverted around. Shortcut there. So officials straight on to continuing everyone's race at the right pace. Plenty of people now realising that the SAORRA Championship is up for grabs. Here comes the Jack Livingston machine. He'll be seeing the yellow flag now, slowing down. So the right sports light is now upright. That's okay. I'll rhyme all day. So not the way they wanted to finish their Port Germein, the SGORA 200, 2024. So out of our two Territorians, he was the only one left there, so he has gone far enough to maximise his points. And he'll finish higher than what you would normally, the way the rules work. So the word was no brakes for the right car. And that'll make it a very difficult corner. It's over 90 degrees, that corner. And as I said before, some very deep wheel ruts. Eager to tip you over at a moment's notice because you don't have much space to go left or right around that corner. So hard luck to the right team. Hopefully I don't think that it doesn't look like you've done a lot of damage. Just obviously not having any brakes is enough damage to start with, isn't it? So here comes Adrian Gardner. He's put on a tremendous pace today. Can't quite get it to focus over there. We've almost had all the condensation clear, all the windows here. Ground's drying up. There's supposed to be some high winds later on. tremendous run here in the Bond roll cage machine. As I said, this is for sale. Having a chat with Val Garver yesterday, he estimated that there'll be more than 50% attrition rate for this event. I think he's on track to achieve that. Seems to be a few cars out there, so we'd like to thank a few of our sponsors here. Carlton Motors, 97 Carlton Parade, Port Augusta, mechanical repairs, fuel and all sorts. Check out Cy Heaslip. He was out in his 999 Jimco single seater. Need any Volkswagen Subaru advice, transmission? Go out to Carlton Motors. Waters Mechanical, Shane Waters, Mechanical and Fabrication in Port Augusta, 3 Brooks Street, 86411095. Thanks very much to Waters Mechanical for their support here this weekend. Scott Watson, electrician, doing a great service there, helping Ian Barklar and crew get the generator going here that's been running beautifully for the rest of the weekend. Thank you very much, Scott Watson. Sandfire Creations, Brenda Barklar. Doesn't she do a great job? Double duties there. She is your hostess behind the counter there at the catering facilities. And her business is Sandfire Creations. Funnily enough, just down the back here, Sandfire Downs is the name of the property. Port Germein. Find them on Facebook. They do stickers, t-shirts, polos, hoodies, mugs, stubby holders, hats and beanies. Thank you to Sandfire Creations. Port Perry Bus Service, 115 Ellen Street, Port Perry, 86339777. They are your public transport bus providers for the area and local community. Bus services as well. So thank you very much to Port Perry Bus Service, a Kent Group company. Now out the front here, you can't see much of it, but there is actually a layer of bitumen here from Mini Pave Bitumen. Thanks very much, of course, to Mini Pave Concrete, the one-stop shop for all your concrete earthworks and landscaping supplies. Business located at same address. Ian Barklar, of course, 35 Coppinger Road, Port Perry. You can go talk to him now if you want to. I think he'll be over in the catering area there, helping Brenda out. As I'm watching Corey Hayworth here in the background, leaving the racetrack. Big U-turn for the Southern Cross there. And he's being chased by Ben Fatchin. His son Heath pointing the way this weekend. Get that U-turn now, will it focus? Go on camera, there we go. A lot of different lines going into that U-turn. Definitely having a better run out there today. Very muddy car and muddy entrance there yesterday. Thanks to the Barklars providing a cleaning service. Water out the back here. Very much utilised Well, a lot of competitors this weekend. So here comes Corey Hayworth to complete his next lap. Oh, big hit onto the last corner there. And leaping into his next lap here is Ben and Heath Thatchin. The side-by-side cabinet systems. Loveday 4x4 machine. Looking for a quick time today. And I'll just call to see if we can get any results. Any results can be brought over to the commentary box, would be much appreciated. Thank you. I can almost see out the front windows here now completely. Better vision for us all. It's the, I reckon that's the Livingston side by side there. Coming in over the jump. And next, cross over to Boom of the Buggy. Here comes Jack Livingston and his side-by-side. Thanking a few more of our sponsors here. Melrose Motors, Auto Parts Store for tyres, oils, batteries, fuel, mechanical repairs. Stewart Street, Melrose, number 16. Melrose Rotors can be contacted on 088 666 2107. Saw the right buggy parked up in Melrose overnight there. Their way down here from the Territory. And thanks to Mark Escott. I'm not going to mention your name at all, Mark. You don't have to worry, Mark Escott. I won't mention your name, but thank you very much. The club appreciates all your work. Adrian Gardner Electrical. Oh, he's leading this heat, isn't he? So he will be absolutely over the moon, I'd say. Mobile service. The buggy is for sale. All your industrial electrical needs. So thank you very much to Adrian Gardner Electrical for his support. Thanks to Jim McGrath Health and Safety and Training, the Event Medical Services. They're nationally accredited. Thank you very much to Courtney Strawbridge there, dropping off some information for me. This is marvellous. Clerk of the course here this weekend. I'll get to those in a moment. We'll just play cameraman for a sec. Because here comes Adrian Gardner. This buggy is for sale. That's doing pretty well today. So, we got leading at the moment. Well, we've got the fastest as the 628 of Ben Fatchin. And Heath there in front of head of the Adrian Gardner Sports Light coming into view. Third place at the moment, the Pro Buggy 281 of Corey Hayworth. Fourth is the side-by-side turbo of Jack Livingston. Fifth, the Super 1650 of Mark Taylor. And even after his DNF, he's still sitting in sixth as Darren and Chloe Wright. And then, unfortunately, the 613 dropped out in the second lap. That was, in fact, the Moody Machine. So it looks like we've got a finish coming up here for Adrian Gardner Electrical and the Bonderol Bars Buggy. Congratulations to these guys. There's a checkered flag. So congratulations to the boys there, Adrian Gardner Electrical. Just thank a few more of our sponsors. Danny Carter Painting, providing a whole heap of coloration to the track facilities. Thank you very much. Dwayne Wolf, thank you for all your help. SGORA, appreciate it. Thank you, Dwayne Wolf. Fire Equipment and Maintenance Group. All the fire equipment here has to be certificated, up to date, all fresh and ready. So thanks to Fire Maintenance Group there. And they've got two places you can visit. 71C Esmond Road, Port Perry. Or 17 Trent Road, Port Augusta. 8642-6727. Be the number to ring. Get through. Thank you to Fire Equipment Maintenance Group. Wilsden Joinery, Glass and Glazing. They're located at 98 Railway Parade, Port Augusta. They'll help you out for glazing, joinery, shower, cubicles, security screens, mirrors. Just ask, they'll have a go. Contactable via 08 8642 2088. Thank you very much to Wilsden Joinery, Glass and Glazing. Thanks very much to all of our recovery crews, the different members from all of the clubs here for getting together. And if you've had a chance to have a look on Facebook there, all of the yes, Corey Hayworth is not a pro buggy. Thank you very much, Hayden Vanstone. It's been printed incorrectly. Loves to have a bit of a chat there. Get that 1600 Volkswagen going there, mate. Yes, it's a misprint there. He is, in fact, in a Super 1650, correct. Sorry if I announced that. It's just trying to do things very quickly here. But as we said, everything's being updated and corrected, and I do believe you can actually buy that buggy too. So shout out to all the Gawler Road Knights watching around the place. And just again, we'd like to thank all of our volunteer officials. And here's a good bit of news for the Territorians. Have a look who's back on track. If that looks like a 1-0, that's correct. That is the right machine. So quite good news there that there is no real damage to that car, because it did look like a fairly slow rotation. Just up onto its side by the look of it. Oh, but he's getting a bit slippery out the back there though. There must be still a little bit of mud here and there. creating a little bit of extra adrenaline pump for our drivers and navigators. Yeah, so Corey Hayworth, he wishes he had a pro buggy, I reckon, Hayden Vanstone. 281, Super 1650. That's just to trip me up. That's all that is. Coming into view now, this looks like our heat leader, Ben Fatchin, with his son Heath, who towers above him. And they are having a ripper run out there today. See if I can get them on their main camera here. We'll get a bit of focus happening. Excuse the wobble. My tripod just refuses to cooperate. Know what I do to it. So I guess is what's getting pulled apart when I get home. Full maintenance on this thing. Not doing exactly what it's supposed to do, but as long as I can get that vision out there, that's great. So Ben Fatchin's been having 12-minute lap times. He's gone 12. He's actually broken into the 11-minute 51-second time. The sports light of Adrian Gardner not far away. Only a second separated them previous laps. So some excellent driving out there. And Corey Hayworth, he's down 12 minutes 36, 12 minutes 27 for his last lap that I've got. So doing a great job in the wannabe pro buggy. Super 1650. Oh, did you catch Ben Fatchin jumping then? This will be a finish for him. Yes, indeed. Congratulations to the father and son team. What a huge effort. Top people. And that's a great result for them. Team will be pretty happy down there. Just doing a quick bit of filming. Running away. They're packing up the pits and ready to go already by the look of it. So thanks very much to the clerk of course for coming out and giving us some more information there. Very much appreciated. Things happen so fast out here on the Sunday. It's all over before you know it. And here comes for a finish Corey Hayworth, the 281 Super 1650. Negotiating that last corner, got a bit of debris or something hanging down on the left-hand front there. But congratulations, great drive, another good finish. Here comes Jack Livingston in his side by side. And meanwhile, down on the lower section of the crap, it's the 256 Super 1650, the Mazda powered Boomer the buggy. Congratulations to those boys, another great finish. So Jack Livingston was fourth outright for this heat. So having a great run in that car, he'll be our next finisher, starting to make his way down here now. This heat will go a little bit longer, allowing for late time for the right Pro Light buggy. So congratulations to this team. So Darren Wright is our only car still on track. Let's hope the brakes hold up for him okay. He's way out the back. I can see him there at the moment. What does that look like? Let's have a bit of a look. Thanks to Adam's Aerial Services. Might have seen this. The SGORA 200 we're running here today, but this will just click over into give you insight to what this place looks like dry. This is last year's Mini Pave 250. The Northern Territory versus South Australia Challenge. Who will take it out this year? There's usually a separate run late Saturday afternoon for the Northern Territory versus South Australia. There's a little short course track that Ian's created out here, which worked pretty well. So you start both cars from an equidistance from each other, so they don't have any dust problems. So it's a fair fight for all of the cars. So let's have a look on the screen if you can. Big Bad BD on YouTube. I've shared it to my site, Lyndon Wilson. Anyone else out there, please feel free to share this live footage for this weekend. And we're going to be having our last heat coming up next. So anyway, there's an opportunity for you when you get home to review what's going on here. Have a look at all my bad camera work. Listen to all the times that I trip over my tongue. Always good fun here. Out in the beautiful area of South Australia, the Iron Triangle as they call it. Looking at Spencer Golf there, the breeze is picking up a little bit. See the flag waving on the recovery vehicle, give you an idea of its direction. Looks a bit southwesterly to me. But there's a bit of a tour of the track from Adam's Aerial Services. Ian started off farming this land here many years ago, but found it was better off turning it into a racetrack and having more fun. Being the owner of Mini Pave Bitumen, Mini Pave Concrete, and Brenda with Sandfire Creations. They've created a fantastic facility for everyone here. We very much appreciate it. And it won't be too far away. August is when you want to come down here again. The 24th and the 25th of August to be exact. I'm sure the SGORA members will be out here helping fix up the track after this weekend. It's definitely the corners and a few of the signs knocked over. Just refit it there, because definitely the track gets wider as it gets muddier. Just people just come up and try and clear the mud away from their line. So a little bit further, but here comes the right buggy Darren, Chloe Wright. See if we can bring them in camera for you. There they are. See, only a few U-turns to go now. Car sounding great, still flying through the air, no hesitation at all there. So these cars have been allocated to the slower half of the field, for want of a better description. There, and we shall have the fastest cars out soon. A lot of the cars you see here might have had a DNF or had a problem, hence they've been down the field to what they normally would be in an outright position. But I've got a funny feeling I'm going to be given some more times here in a minute.
It'll be...
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Um,
Thank you to Courtney Strawbridge, doing a great job there, coming out of semi-retirement. Help out this weekend. And here comes the right machine. Oh, really tight inside line there. And they're off for another lap. Shout out to everyone at home there, watching us live. Thank you very much to everybody that's turned up in person. G'day to Blake Smith, Pete James out there watching us live, giving us a thumbs up on Facebook. Where's that new buggy of Bernie Stacks? I'd love to see that one come out. The Phoenix. Blake Smith has built that for, if you don't know the name Bernie Stack, you don't know your South Australian motor racing history. Used to be one of the fastest punters, full stop. Keith Poole, Bernie Stack, nose to nose, fighting in the old figure eight track at GORA Top Track. Those guys were so good and had such a big reputation that they teamed up to race Bathurst 1000 back in 1977, the famous 1-2 finish for the Moffat Ford team, Moffat and Bond. And what did they race? Well, most people know that off-road racing in Australia was based from Volkswagen, air-cooled machine, but through connections through my father and a few other people they know, they ended up racing a Volkswagen Passat. And unfortunately, the poor old Volkswagen Passat has the record of being the first car out for that 77 event. My dad was team manager. My mother was the team's timer. Because if you go back into your history and have a look at the old motor racing footage from Channel 7 of Bathurst, you'll see a huge timing shed, and quite literally every single person had to put someone in that shed. So my mum was in the shed and she got clapped out for all the others, and all commiserations being the first person out, because you had to record your times for your crew. No electronics back then, it was all stopwatch. So Bernie Stacks built a new buggy. I've seen photos. I'm just waiting for it. So Blake, please just give him a gentle elbow and say, we'd love to see this new car on track. Anytime soon will be really good. A lot of new cars out. Did you see the new Erseg Motorsports mid-engined Honey Badger that Ben McNamara's now flying around out at Tumby Bay. What a weapon that looks like, eh? A lot of mucking around. Have a good talk with Luke there yesterday, giving us a little bit of an insight into the creation of that car. Originally was going to be his, but Ben came knocking on the door and said, hey, what can you do? And he said, hey, how would you like this? So a huge effort and get them up to Fink, and congratulations to the Jamaica Off-Road Racing team for getting their finisher spiked, even though you're stuck in 5th gear the whole way home. So look forward to seeing that car in the flesh out soon, but we know Ben, get well soon, mate. He's just had a double knee operation. So he won't be kicking any footballs for a little while. So a lot of new cars creeping in around the place, a lot of them being imported. Had a bit of a chat with the Gataletta twins last night, and they're expecting some new machinery to be over here. A 7 litre versus a 6.2 litre machine for the boys. I think it's a Gymco Champion, I think it is. Getting those, a couple of those. They're a full-size buggy. What we had over here with the Gymco Aussie spec were basically, what would you say, more of a sand rail frame, a lot lighter than what it is now. The current frames, or the big frames, have the same width and track as most of the trophy trucks, so they can stick within those lines. So good luck to the Gataletta boys with their new car on the water. One's already here and had a fantastic result at the Fink. Congratulations. So the future generation's looking good. And I've got to apologise to the Brendan Johns for saying that he's only got 3 kids. He's got 5. He's been busy. He's even got the 2 lads out there today. And Blair and... excuse me, I'll remember the name in a minute. But anyway, he's got his daughter out navigating as well this weekend. So, fantastic. So that's 2 more people to place in the car if I add it up properly. And then all the children will be out racing. So Northern Grain Express, man at Warnertown there. Great to see these people involved with the sport. Brendan Johns came from navigating for the Gatalettas. Then kicking into cars himself, had the pleasure of having on board doing a lap of the new Wakery track a few years ago. He didn't know what he was in for, getting in the car with me and BD. But a lot of really good people coming into the sport. Huge turnover, a lot of people would say, but you know, that's the one good thing about this. It's a forgiving sport in regards to there's not a lot of concrete walls to fly into. The speeds are generally lower than what you'll find on bitumen. I was talking with Michael Ryman, who had a race car from many years ago and has gone when improved production started. He went and became part of that. And as he said to me, it's the speed is the biggest difference. You know the track, you can get used to it, you know all the bumps and the rest, but the speed is just tremendous compared to in an off-road car. The G-forces fighting back because, of course, of dirt, your tyres, if you really force them, will start to slide, whereas you're meant to slide in and out of corners there with your bitumen racing. So the G-forces are generally a lot stronger in your cornering than they are in off-road. So you definitely get a workout, and that's the difference. There's so many different sports you can get into out here. Of course, I'm going to push you towards off-road racing. And if you want to go and experience it yourself, you like what you're seeing on YouTube here, you like to see it in the flesh, you can go for a drive today, I'd say, and get up there to Loveday 4x4 Adventure Park, just a little bit south of Barmera. And you can go for a hot lap. You can get your kids in the car and have a rally drive. They can drive the car themselves for their licence. What an experience. You can get a 4x4 rally licence down there at Loveday, but most importantly, go for a hot lap. Jody Veron there will be happy to take you for a few laps. Tony's got a bit of a concussion at the moment. Toby's just cooling his heels, getting ready for the Love Day national event next month. And if you don't want to do that there and you haven't got the time, well, look up Off-Road Rush. Shout out to all the boys up there in Queensland. They come down here every once in a while and have a V8 buggy side-by-side adventure. And their trucks, got that as well. Fantastic family there, the Westons. 3 generations you get to play with at Off-Road Rush. A lot of experience. Father and son in the Baja 1000 a few years ago. Along with the Ursegs. Luke and Ben in the same car, same race. And then you had Michael Marson and Mr. Talbot there, taking up the last leg. I hope they're all doing well after having a really big get-off there with Simon Herman. Our own Simon Herman on board. Decided to use his crash helmet to try and help the boys out and refabricate part of the roll cage, and unfortunately hasn't got a lot of memory of the event. So they make him tough all right. But that's that wasn't in the Baja 1000, that was in an American race. And I'm now watching, coming into view now. This will be the right buggy. There she is. Only a few Ks to go now. Never say die attitude. Always a prerequisite to win in this sport. Well, he hasn't hurt the car because it's sounding strong and sweet. Definitely only a couple of Ks to go for the right team. So this has been a tremendously interesting first heat. Definitely splashed out all of the mud, so expect the lap times to be coming down. Because at the moment, our leader of, or winner of that heat was Ben Fatchin, the 628. Second was Adrian Gardner. Third was Jack Livingston. Fourth was Mark Taylor. Fifth was Corey Hayworth. And here comes Darren Wright. He will get 6 for this. Congratulations to our Territorians. Whoa, big sideways on the finish there just to make it extra interesting. Well done. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So, lap number 6 for the weekend, by the look of it. Completed for that team. Ben and Heath Fatchin had an average speed of 93 kilometres an hour and still managed to come in 20 seconds ahead of Adrian Gardner in the 1055 Sports Light. 94 average for his weekend, or the 6 laps I think. 87 for Jack Livingston. 87 for Corey Hayworth, and we'll get some times for the last 2 laps eventually there for the Wright team. Chloe Wright and Donna Wright sharing the navigating duties with Darren this weekend. And unfortunately, we lost a few cars there. We lost the Todd Curvagen and Luke Moody in the 613. Matt Curtis will be the next car out, I'd say, with Michael Parham, Evan Lampard, Blair Johns, David Hall, Jeff Brennan, Andrew Fitzgerald, and David Adams there. That'll be our next cars coming out on heat for our next heat. Not in heat. So the wind's definitely picking up. Paperwork's starting to blow off the table. A lot of big engines crackling in the background. So there's a oval warm-up track just towards Port Perry where cars can circulate and just warm up all of the oils, coolant, greases. So everything is fluid and ready to operate at the correct temperatures for maximum speed, because this is not a fuel economy event. This is not a full enduro. This is a sprint for the next few laps. So we should have out on front there, we should, let's have a look. Yep. Matt Curtis, who's leading overnight in the 136, with Michael Parnham. Have a great run in his 699 side by side. The 184 of Evan Lampard to be off next. Blair Johns will be trying to hunt him down in the 174 with the hard charging David Hall following them. Jeff Brennan and his side by side, the new blue livery making it look great, and then the pro buggy Andrew Fitzgerald in the single seat, the DR1. Oh, look, here's some more times. Thank you very much to Susan there. So excellent. Now we've got Darren and Chloe and Donna Wright. Their last two laps was 35.46. That was the tip over, unfortunately. That's how much time it cost them, because their normal lap was 11 minutes, 36 seconds for their last lap. They were doing 12s before that. So congratulations for them, and shout out to all the people in the territory watching it. Yellow Springs Off-Road Club. Hopefully I'll get up there one day. Not hope, I will. Positive. So this is the last heat for the SGORA 200 for 2024. Go outside and have a bit of a look-see, see what's happening. Yes, lots of people madly packing up already. Great support for the Johns family up here this weekend. Looking at all the family having a great time. Watching the Fitzgeralds do long laps here in the 902, fully warmed up. Looks like a lot of cars are ready to take their place on the grid. Fissel's doing an excellent job lining them all up correctly. So just remembering the Michael Parham machine. This is his first year of racing, and he's right up the front of this race. What a buzz. to be that far up the field as quickly as that. As I said, there's a lot of talent that doesn't have race cars, and eventually they'll get an opportunity. It can be presented to someone, or you can make it happen, whatever you want, and come out here and race against the best. Plenty of advice. Very friendly sport, off-road racing. And the Parnhams in particular have started off with an easy to drive car, easy as inverted brackets, but a side-by-side being an all left-hand drive, and you just put them in gear, and then all you got to do is concentrate with 2 pedals and get used to the steering. The huge benefit there of having 4-wheel drive of these cars. So looking at the sponsors here for Michael Parham and Steve Mulder, A1 Pool Paving, Auto 1 Port Augusta, and SA Roof Surfaces. Michael, it's his first year. Same with Steve. Michael's a landscaper. Steve is a manager out at SA Road Services, Can-Am X3. So well done to them. But our leader, Matt Curtis in the Pro Light. FD Motorsport, Matt, alongside with Grant Pryor. Matt's been competing for 11 years, about 26, into earth moving. He'd like to thank Filmer Delivery, Kapunda 4x4, Pryor's Automotive, Ronco Engineering, Brothel Earthworks. And that's a Nissan 3.5 litre naturally aspirated GCR. The model is a Rhino, built in 2013 by his father. Sold to him now, to Matt, and he's doing a great job. He's won SAORRA Championship, he's won many a race in this car. So it's no surprise to people that know that he's up the pointy end of the field and actually leading. So thanks very much to Clark, of course, and the timing people there today, bringing me some up-to-date information. That's absolutely awesome. Give you an idea, recovery starting to go on track. We're still waiting for the cars to come into the final lineup. Just running through some other competitors here. The 174 Blair Johns and Cooper Johns. Cooper is 23, Blair's 21. Blair's a Boilermaker. Cooper's a diesel mechanic. They're in the Southern Cross Mark V, built in 2010 with a 3.5 litre Toyota motor. Back of that. And they're going to be going toe for toe with Evan Lampard and Leo Grady. Currently second outright in the SAORRA Championship points. They'll change a bit. They had a bit of a problem the other day, but another Southern Cross here. Very famous car, owned by a few. I think that was Mark Alvino last raced it. Shout out to Mark and his partner Leanne Walker. Stay strong. Tracy Jarvis, same message to you. Cancer is a horrible thing. Let's get rid of it. Stamp it out. And like to just do, personal shout out in regards to long-term off-roader of Phil Mann. We lost a few weeks ago. Bowel cancer, a horrible thing, affects a lot of males. I've lost relatives to that myself. So he was laid to rest a couple of weeks ago. Shout out to the Mann's family. That, of course, is Billy Gower's daughter's husband, Phil Mann. So I had a word, spent a few hours. Anyone knows me, I'll talk to you for hours on the phone. And lucky enough to catch up with Billy Gower, a very famous motorsport identity in the state. He's a year younger than my father. And those two guys actually worked together back in the day to get insurance for motorsport in South Australia. Billy Gower went and canvassed the northern side of town, all the car clubs up that way. My father did all the southern ones down to Gambia. went and had individual meetings and basically got everyone to come together to form and be part of and be recognised by the Confederation of Australian Motorsport, better known as CAMS. Back in the day when it was run 100% by volunteers, and their biggest role was to keep the rules and to ensure the sport. Nowadays, I think Motorsport Australia are more of a corporate identity since V8 supercars, touring cars, if you get real gold, go old school. That's changed the sport. The professionalism that's come into motor racing in Australia is something else. And I've witnessed the whole change, seen the whole lot, been lucky enough to be a witness to that. I could tell you story after story of what it was like to have a touring car meeting, as we called it, at Adelaide International Raceway, and then Malala in the late 90s. Rest in peace, Clem Smith. Yeah, so, you know, they were the most professional team. I don't think I have to really explain it to you. It was the Marlborough Holden dealer team back in the day, George Shepherd running it. They were the only team that painted the undersides of their bonnet and boot and looked $1 million. Of course, had some big personalities, of course. Rest in peace, Mr. Peter Brock and his wife. Lost her recently as well. So a lot of history that's gone before us here in motor racing, in the big time show that is supercars these days. Fantastic amount of local talent coming on show, being trained up there by, I think Paul Morris will be pretty chuffed with the amount of winners he's been putting on track over the last few years. And of course, Paul Morris, he is a Stadiums Super Truck World Champion. Aussies, you beauty. And who's been up there? Young Mr. Brabham as well, been representing Australia. And he's getting into IndyCar scene again now. The Brabham family, follow them all the time. So we're being represented overseas pretty well, because don't forget Paul Will, Toby Price, and their four-wheel drive Mason truck having their first outright victory. First of many, I'm predicting, for that team, the PWR Radiators Express. Blitzing the field due to the Australian technology from PWR. They've developed specific cooling systems, enabling them to keep that car going flat out compared to a lot of others. So that's what it's about, is working out how to keep your car in front of everybody else. So we have a lot of smart cookies involved with Australian motorsport that basically put us on the world stage. So don't think we don't have a chance to compete against any of these teams because we don't have the knowledge, or we do. There's a lot of very experienced people around the tracks being able to pass on their knowledge. And that's the one good thing about Australians. We're pretty friendly to each other and very quick to offer some advice, some guidance to help you on track. So just looking off to my left, yep, everyone's still waiting there. Must be a time specifically set for this. If I can get my eyes to focus. Might be 10:30, the way things are looking. So give me a little bit of a chance to run through a few more of the sponsors for these cars we've got on track. I'll find my correct paperwork that hasn't blown away. There we go. Yeah, so we've been through Matt Curtis is leading, Michael Parham second, Evan Lampard third, Blair Johns is fourth, David Hall 1, 3, 4. So all the pro lights are doing very well today. David Hall has got Matt Hall, his 12-year-old son, alongside him today. David's a glazier, 43-year-old, has been competing for 13 years. Third year competing for Matt Hall. He's a student. What a lot of fun he's been having. It's a Murphy buggy, very unusual, not a lot of them around. Built in 1997, heavily modified from what it started from, let me tell you. Nissan 3.5 litre VQ35. He'd like to thank Pro 4x4, JRCM, Mickey Thompson Tyres, Natural Good Life, Urseg Motorsport and Range Glass. Thank you very much to supporting David Hall. Jeff Brennan in the 623. Isn't he having changed his paint scheme here? Some new stickers. Can-Am X3 built in 2018. Brett Beattie alongside this weekend. Jeff's a landscaper. Just 40 plus years of old. They've had some good results in the Can-Am BRP Turbo. They'd like to thank Loveday 4x4 Park, Ronco Motors and Sean's Mobile Mechanic for all their help. And Andrew Fitzgerald, well, I think he would be waving the most experienced racer flag here this weekend. He's been racing for 40 plus years. Andrew Fitzgerald with his daughter Shannon alongside this weekend. Andrew's a mechanic. He's the proprietor of Augusta Four-Wheel Drive Service Centre. He'd also like to thank Hards Transport, CRG Wraps, DG Tyres and Urseg Motorsports for the support for his Element Prodigy. This is an Australian-made frame from the boys out there at Manham. Shout out to the Habe clan and all the rest of the guys, the engineers that they have, mechanics locally in Manham, a real community, a big community effort out there at Manham to get these race cars on track. And you know as well as I do, they dominate when they're on fire. The twin turbo era is well alive there for the Element Prodigy team. What we've got here is a Chevy 6 litre for Andrew Fitzgerald and his Pro Buggy today. LS2 is the type of engine designation. And David Adams. Saw him walking past here the other night. Said, I'll come over and see you. But he got most of his details from before, thankfully. David Adams is the CEO. He's over 50. Been competing for 9 years. He has a DR1, which is a Desert Rat, built in 2002. It's got a Honda 2.4 litre. K24 is the letters on the block. He'd like to thank Scooters and Mobility Adelaide, SBH Engineering, Mike's Shock Shop, and Proud Race Engines. 1074 single-seater sports like David Adams had one of the most spectacular photographs, I think. Well, I was speaking to Lehman and some of the boys this morning, going out there and photographing. And on the start line now, we have the Curtis GCR Rhino, thanks to, excuse me, Filmer Delivery. Had a good discussion with Gary Curtis at Wanaka about this car and the unique design and leaning back front arms that he put in this, and geez, it has worked extremely well for the Curtis family. And they've got another chance to put another first outright trophy on the shelf this weekend. Huge effort from the team. But they don't make much of a song and dance about it. They just get the job done efficiently every time. So we're looking at a minute or so till start, I believe. Time to crack a refreshment, get over to the cating area. Green flag is up. Racing. And here comes the Parna machine. Smile from ear to ear. Give us a big thumbs up on the way to the pits this morning. Looks like they stayed in Port Perry last night, I reckon. But aren't they having a fantastic SGORA 200 for 2024? Sitting in second outright, and there's still a lot of mud that they can take advantage of out there. But Gary Curtis well on the way. You can just see a few dust clouds starting to lift certain parts of the track. You see the P plate on the back. You have to do 3 races and then the P plate will be removed. It's all for safety reasons, to let other competitors know behind you that you don't have the race experience that others have. So take a little bit of caution, just the same as it means on the normal public roads. Next on the start line, Evan Lampard in the Southern Cross. It all looks very clean and tidy there. Bit of a clean up thanks to the Barclay spray and runaway service out the back here. Beautifully presented car, running second outright in the SAORRA series. Had a bit of a problem on Saturday. Keep an eye out on the SAORRA website for updated points. Green flag is up. And they've got through the spectator corner. And out to chase the dust of the side-by-side. Next on the start line, the Johns family. I think with the amount of people they had hanging around there, I think they had a really good time talking about it, because absolutely no one got the hose out, did they? Adding a little bit of extra weight there, creating a bit more of a challenge, because it does, you know, instantly 20, 30 kilos of extra weight on the car. So great benefit if you can clean it. And they're through the spectator corner, no problems at all. Over the jump. They're out and away. Next on the start line, David Hall. I call him a hard charger because he is. He's put Big Bad BD's GoPros, made him famous around the planet there for his aggression on some of these racetracks. And you noticed it yesterday that he bounced from one tractor tyre, performing a mono and then crashing into another one and doing the same thing, then crossed the line. I'll be digging that out of the camera's hard drive to put up on some highlights afterwards. And he's got the green flag and away. Through the spectator corner, and he's off to the first jump. Quick warm up for the shocks. Few corners there, creating a little bit more dust from every competitor. Cutting through the surface there. It's been very enjoyable, I'll tell you, from my perspective here, to not have a room full of dust, not having to slam the windows shut to keep all the equipment dust free as much as possible. So now we have a look at the beautiful livery created here with Jeff Brennan. Struggled with a couple of the guys there having almost identical wheels and stickers on their Can-Am. So very much appreciating Jeff getting the blue stickers out. And he's having a great run this weekend too. Mr. Reliable, he's always racing, always up near the front, getting faster and faster. A lot of another person that's come through the Loveday 4x4 park and gone into racing. And now here it is, the South Australian built Element Prodigy, one of the early cars, the V8 weapon, and Fitzy really enjoying driving this. As I said, 40 plus years Fitzy's been hanging onto the steering wheels of different race cars. Got his daughter, she's got her own car. Boyfriend's got an off-road car. It's, like I said, big family show. And do I have to say it, but V8, V8. Nothing like the sound of a V8. Where's me VB? Here it backfiring as it gets away. Oh, big sideways there. Yes, he's had to slow down and correct after that one, pushing a lot of dirt out. Wow. And now here comes their single-seater. David Adams. And doesn't that car look immaculate today? The Desert Rat, the DR1. He's been working on this car with Simon Herman for quite a while. They've got it pretty much sorted now. Some fantastic photography of this vehicle leaping. Leaping through the air. So get onto Facebook, have a look at the Lehman photography. A few other guys out there absolutely doing a great job. They'll be loving it today. Beautiful sunshine. Great conditions. Yesterday I'm trying to guard everything with rags in here. Whoops, wrong button. Now we've got it. See our recovery patiently waiting out there. You can see the white silos reflecting the sun from across the Gulf. You can't walk there. Many people have tried. Some huge beaches. Shout out to the Gosdens. Graham will remember when we had the very famous Jewish backpackers turn up in a short wheelbase four-wheel drive, and being a few stirrers, they came in and asked and said, can we drive across the Gulf and save ourselves time going to Port Augusta? And they're going, sure. And off they went onto the beach and got bogged. No surprise. So I think a couple of tractors and four-wheel drives later recovered them. They ended up spending the rest of the weekend with the off-roaders there, making their experience here. That was the old Baruta, where you camped basically only a couple of, maybe 500-600 metres away from the beach. Just to our right here, a little bit to the north, owned by the Bentley family. So keeping all of the track marked with their practice, the Bentleys. And coming back into view here for their first lap. Yes, that's the GCR Rhino. The Curtis machine, sounding strong. Looking quick. Get the old autofocus to work there. There we go. Just enough to go past. Oh, great lift of the leg there. Oh, we've got a great chase happening out the back here. We've got the Parnham machine with Evan Lampard storming past. There's the outright speed. You might have seen a bit of that on camera. But that's the difference that these buggies have over a four-wheel drive. The two-wheel drive versus four-wheel drive. Straight away, there's a weight difference. There's a wheelbase difference. A whole lot of stuff that comes into play with a nice surface. So chasing hard is Evan Lampard. And here he comes. After bagging up the Parnham machine. Might not affect the outrights because, as I said, the 184 had problems on Saturday. Here comes the Parnham side-by-side Cam-Am. Did the right thing if you watched him, pulled out the way, did not hold up Evan Lampard at all. There's the DR1 out the back there. There's Matt Hall. My camera, just do the right thing for me, the tripod I should say. Camera's fine. Here we go, Southern Cross. Heavy on the brakes there, just makes a canvas ripping sound as the tyres go for the grip. Yes, the wind's definitely increasing in its pace. No problems about blowing any dust away. Ain't much there today. And here comes the Johns buggy. Pro light number 174, Southern Cross, Mark 5. Screaming. Having a great drive. And he's being chased by the 134 here. David Hall. You got Jeff Brennan going to be our next car through. That there is a Fitzgerald Element Prodigy. That's why it's backfiring there. Maximum amount of fuel, maximum amount of horsepower. It's either that or there's a slight exhaust leak, letting a little air into the system a little early. But the fact that it does it all the time would say that's maximum horsepower. And here we go. Here comes the Brennan side by side. Not far behind the Fitzgerald Element Prodigy. Probably see the DR1 go past in the background there. Sun playing all types of havoc here, being able to see screens. That's the beauty of these days. You can come here and watch live using the traditional method of viewing, being at the track. But as you see these days, many of the heads down, watching the live when no one's close enough to be seen. It's the whole idea of it. The more you can see, the more you can enjoy. Here comes David Adams. The Adams Motorsport machine. Desert Rat DR1. Probably see some clouds in the distance there rolling in. Looking a little bit mixed up. A lot of this weather. It's been very humid here last few nights. Quite unusual weather. A lot of hot air blowing in from interstate. Coming across the desert, making things exciting. Speaking of exciting, I can see a delivery coming. Thank you very much, Mrs. Battersby. You're guilty. Let's have a look here. Out for this one here, we've got fastest buggy on track, Evan Lampard, 10 minutes 33 seconds. Matt Curtis, 136. He had a 10 minute 40 second lap. David Hall, the 134, came through in a 10 minute 42 second lap. Andrew and Sharon Fitzgerald, 10 minutes 59 seconds. And David Adams, he had an 11 minute 13 second lap. And Blair Johns, an 11.19. Must have had a bit of a hold up there. And Jeff Brennan, an 11 minute 43. And Michael Parnham, well, gee, he's not as fast as he was yesterday, unfortunately, but still out there. And he had a 11 minute 57 second lap. And unfortunately, yeah, that's all of our runners. That's all that's left for this heat. So Evan Lampard, an average speed of 102 kilometres an hour. goes our heat leader, Matt Curtis. Number 136 with Grant Pryor navigating with him this weekend. And being first on track, you wonder whether he gets the message. Does he back off? Does he push harder? You don't know, because Evan Lampard definitely pushing super hard this heat. Oh, he's got that Southern Cross wound right up. Engine absolutely screaming. So it was a full 7 seconds faster than the GCR Rhino of Curtis in lap number 1, and that's including catching and passing Michael Parham in the side-by-side. It's got to slow you down a little bit. And here he comes. Corrected time, our heat leader. Oh yeah, he's got that wound right up. That's the first time I've heard anyone lock up their CVs today. And looks like the John's buggy starting to make a little bit of time on the 184. Not really, I should say Michael Parham catching him up. Having a chat with the boys last night from the Northern Grain Express, Southern Cross. They're pretty happy with the amount of experience they've got racing, these boys. So very proud father. I'm sure Mum too. So if you're watching us live there on YouTube, thanks. St John's, and they're going to be under a bit of pressure here from the one David Hall, the hard charger himself. So, if you're wondering, listening, Big Bad BD on YouTube is the place you'll find the SGORA logo. That's where we're going out live today. Just note that down for when you get home or want to have a look at it later. So many people use the time home to stream the excitement that they had. Missed out on because they were in the race car. Can't see how everyone else went. What does it look like? I'll tell you, back in the early days, people absolutely pined over, wished they could have some way of watching their race car. Not much. It was all analogue days before the year 2000. And if you remember back, that's where I started. When Brendan and the rest of the crew there, we started Phantom Racing to keep ourselves interested. I did a great job of panning that and didn't have the camera on for it now. No audio. This is the second day in a row I've had a problem with my audio, and I can't find out why I've got problems with my audio. So that's a bit concerning to me. Apologies if you can't hear me. Pretty sure you can hear me out there. But again, can't understand why I'm not getting out in the audio to everyone. Very frustrating from my point of view, I can tell you. Fitzy coming through. So not hearing any audio. Don't know if there's any audio coming out now. Wow. So apologies if you're watching online there. So my main camera's turned off. That's what half the problem is. Run out of battery power. Jeez, I hate that. Oh, apologies there, just going off air there, losing battery power once again. So much of a challenge here by myself this weekend, but hey, it's all it's all about. Can't explain why I'm having audio problems this weekend. Everything's got nice fresh batteries in it. I've unplugged and replugged. Not entirely sure what's going on in that department. So apologies if you can't hear me on YouTube. I'm sure there's a lot of people who think that's a great thing. But definitely you can still hear me trackside. You're attending or you're watching the SGORA 200. A few of our faster cars come through there. I'm sure the things will change pretty quick here. We've got the Lampard machine coming through, 184. Our fastest heat car this time. Yeah, so hopefully the audio's back. Can't really tell. Anyone's listening online, they can't really respond to me, can they? At least people can see things. But I have no explanation as to why it's not playing ball for me. The audio, very strange. Noise out of one of our cameras. Maybe that might help us a little bit. Might be able to hear me from an echo situation possibly. Apologies to everyone there. Well, I could definitely hear something there. So, are you hearing me now at all? I think you might be hearing me in an echo. That might be a little bit better. Anyway, we'll get back on the camera work. Going through for another lap. There's Michael Parham having a fantastic race here. People would realise that David Hall's bagged it up past him that lap. A few races off in the distance. So hopefully you're hearing something at home there. I had this same problem yesterday and I do not know exactly what's gone wrong because it was working fine earlier. Atmospheric conditions haven't changed there. So apologies. We can't get everything fixed as fast as what we want to, but we're watching. Listening 2. Trying to. V8. Here she comes. This is the Fitzgerald's. The apology. As long as the vision's looking good, that's the main thing for me. I'm just still very confused. I might have a crook microphone. Not entirely sure. Hearing grunts and groans here, I'm trying to change my microphone. And my fingers just don't want to do what they're told a lot of the time. Alright, let's see if this... Oh. You get something together, then it falls apart on you. Sorry, everybody. Trying my hardest to make this as entertaining as possible. And when the rest of the world can't hear what you're saying, a little bit frustrating, as you can probably understand. Jeff Brennan coming through now. A little bit slower these previous laps, so getting caught up by the DR1 here. Whether you're hearing it now at all in the audio, just turn the microphone up a bit. Bring the mic. Hopefully it's coming through all right. Always something to keep you interested here. I'll tell you when you're trying to broadcast live, but the main thing is people, the vision looks good. People can see the sponsorship on your car, very important to maintain your vehicle's exterior. Can I get a whole lot of people to jump on board and be part of it? When you get the names of the sponsors right, made a huge difference for me when I was racing. Always happy to put a word out there. So hopefully you're able to hear me. And still can't hear myself there. Oh, I can, but I'm hearing myself in an echo. So it's coming through one of the cameras anyway. So apologies for the sound quality. I do happen to know a sound retired sound engineer. I think I'll be going around for a visit. Try and work out exactly what's going on with these microphones. Here's Evan Lampard. Absolutely flying in the Southern Cross today. Launches there beautifully. Evan Lampard passing Gary Curtis there. Definitely got the bit between the teeth today. Flying along there. And speaking of flying along, have a look out the back here. Pro by 4x4 sponsored machine. That's David Hall, the Murphy buggy. Using every bit of the track and then some. And he's off the track there, completely over the top of the berm. Photographers think about taking a step or two backwards. Big jump. So fantastic conditions here. It's turned in for us. Track is dried right out. Turns of most of the lines. It will still be the Barkler Sandfire mud bath in amongst the trees out the back there. Just look up a few of my reels there in the Wilson, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about by the Barkler mud bath. There it is, we've got pro lights leading the event. First, second, third, by the look of it. And naturally aspirated machines doing a great job against the 4x4s that definitely had the advantage in the sloppy, slippery conditions yesterday. And I do believe the catering area is still fully functioning, ready for your custom? I think you can lock your kids in the playground next door if you want to. Bit of a laugh. Here's Michael Parham there, having a great race. And here's a special delivery. Thank you very much, Mrs. Battersby. What we got here? We've got Matt Curtis has fought back to the lead. He's had a lap 4 of 10 minutes 12 seconds. Evan Lampard have a 10 minute 18, so these guys are really putting it at the top, and not far away is David Hall with a lap time of 10 minutes 22 seconds. Andrew Fitzgerald, his previous lap was 10 minutes 31. David Adams, an 11 minute 10 lap. Michael Parham and Steve Mulder, 11:32. So a minute off the front. And Blair Johns, unfortunately, he's had a DNF out there. So Jeff Brennan in the 623 is the car we're last finisher at the moment. Here we go. We'll just have a look here at the Fitzgerald machine. Doesn't it look clean and neat and tidy, this car? Beautifully prepared, the old apology. So these guys are having, the first top 3 have all got an average speed for the lap of over 100 kilometres an hour. Yes, I'm not sure exactly what's going on with my audio here, but I think you can probably hear enough of an echo to know what I've got to say. Everyone around the track can hear everything anyway, so. Thanks once again to all of our videographers and photographers that have been out there today. Our very patient, somewhat cold, I'd say, in the wind there, our recovery vehicles. Great way to have a look at the sport is to volunteer and come out and participate in some of these events to get a really good insight into whether or not you're going to like this sport. I'll probably guarantee you will. If you've got a four-wheel drive, which a lot of people do with the amount of sales of dual cab vehicles around Australia, that there's an opportunity to use it to its full extent. So here comes our leader on correct time, Curtis machine. The GCR Rhino 3.5 litre Nissan powered beast. A million mile an hour there. He's just overtaken the DR1 Desert Rat of David Adams. Oh yes, you can hear a bit of a misfire for the Desert Rat. That would indicate why he's a lot further down the field than normal. I know if you can hear that misfire, you might hear him going past the commentary box here. One good thing it is an echo box. David Adams is in the pits, coming to see if he has a plug lead off. Something very simple like that. Not entirely sure. I'll go out the door here. His crew have come up to the car. Well, actually, the Taylors have come up to the car there. One of his crewmen, yeah. They're father and son there. Mark Taylor's jumping on the car, having a look in the back of it. David staying in the car. So, arms up saying, I don't know, mate, from Mark Taylor. Getting some more mechanics. That's the one good thing. There's a whole throng of people making their way over towards the car to lend assistance. So let's hope he can get back out on track soon. Another bonus about this sport that everyone will help everyone, even if you're in the same class of car, you'll still get assistance. A lot of people take parts for spares and might not have that particular one and lend it to you for the weekend. Guaranteed there'll be some good advice. Plenty of people, it's much more fun for us to watch people racing. Just like here we go right here. Evan Lampard in the Southern Cross. Well, here comes David Adams. Turning to the track, being flagged on. That sounds a little better. It's just funny how a little bit of mud or rock can bounce up, move something off of the ignition system just to cause those types of intermittent problems. A lot of the individual coils have a little bit of a problem. So many different things can happen. The Storm Machine is flying. I reckon his son Matt's having a hell of a time there. You have a look. And he just basically see over the windscreen of the Murphy buggy. But you'll notice the weight difference. I used to have that myself there, the heavier person, that side of the car will lift higher in the bumps and the jumps, just the way momentum works. You'd have to get a brother, the engineer, and his mates to explain exactly how that works. But that's what goes on there. Yes, definitely some dust. Dirt starting to rise there. So word must have got out to Matt Curtis that Evan Lampard was catching. And indeed he has put the pedal to the metal absolutely flying. Get back in front from this heat. So stay tuned for the end there. Find out exactly who's going to take out this event. Sure, Michael Palmer thought this morning, wow, got a chance at this. The dry weather, see the difference that it makes. And basically a minute slower than the pro lines today. Well, that's still pretty fast. He's pretty much guaranteed to win for this class if he can get there. Which is looking very much like he's going to. I know the commentators curse, as people say. As you can see, I can get through the windows now. Slightly better vision. That's the Fitzgerald Chev. Oh, he's definitely. See that side by side, and there's one thing a pro buggy driver does not want. It's a side-by-side finishing in front of them. Pro buggy, what are they? 3.5 litre above to 7 litre in naturally aspirated form, or 3.5 litre twin turbo. We've got two side-by-side classes, turbo naturally aspirated as well. Nothing but turbos here today. So I wonder if that backfire is to actually give it a little bit more pace. Pulse jet system, I suppose, could be thought of like that. Here comes heat leader. FD Motorsport. He's got a fair old gap there at the moment. Looks like we've got a buggy coming back at a very slow pace. Can't quite see who it is. But it looks like they've got a flat left-hand front tyre. Something rotating there. Doesn't look quite right. He's the GCO. Was that before then? That was Evan Lampard. I'm getting confused here. Need glasses? Yeah, probably. No, this is there we go. That's the finish. Well done. The 136 of Matt Curtis and Grant Pryor. The FD machine. See if we can see who's limping back over here. Hiding behind. It looks like actually the front left Wheel is out of alignment, broken tyre on into something, and that is the Fitzgerald Pro Buggy. Hard luck to them. Not good when you're basically on your last lap. The weekend, coming back towards recovery. Is that mainly the problem? Maybe not. The old front wheel, can't quite see. Being told to go back into the pits. On the normal way. And there's the John's car on the tow rope, unfortunately. They're going to get him back here soon. Here's Evan Lampard coming through to complete his Sunday drive. Inverted brackets. What has gone wrong with my audio? Everything here says it's working. Very confused operator here at the moment. Some people say that's pretty easy to confuse. Here we go. Coming back here, there's all the equipment. There's the window. There's the rain running down the window. This is why. Struggle to focus. What a great jump there. The Southern Cross. Two South Australian built cars. Finishing his heat too. Congratulations to Evan Lampard and Leo Grady. Finishing the SGORA 200. Sounds like David Adams might have a similar problem again. Not quite able to change through. Focus through the glass, unfortunately. Definitely the wind's starting to pick up. Congratulations to Pro 4x4 Murphy Buggy. That's a finish. SGORA 200. The Hall Machine. Father and son. An absolute ball out there this weekend. Plenty of good stuff to talk about at school on Monday, that's for sure. There's David Adams coming through, but he's going to go for another lap. Still getting reports back. I'm not getting out audio on YouTube. Cannot understand this. Terribly sorry to everybody listening today. At least I've heard you can still get the vision. That's about it. Vicky Rice would like everybody to go out and collect your logbooks, please. Sign up, sign off and pick up your logbooks. Very important part of your race car history. Makes it a lot easier into the next race. So if you haven't got your logbook, go over and see Vicky Rice, and she'll be very nice and give it to you for a very cheap price. That's my advice. I don't want to say it twice. Thank you very much. Here we go, Michael Parham coming in. Complete his event. What a great result for him. He'll be a lot higher out than you think there, with a lot of problems with the other vehicles not completing every single heat this weekend. What a great run. Pretty happy about that. So I'm getting reports, some people aren't hearing stuff, some people are. I don't know. As long as you can see. That's the main thing. Here we go, coming in for a finish here. The Australian flag are ready to go. For this fantastic side-by-side pairing here this weekend. Congratulations. Michael Parham and Steve Mulder, 699. Side by side. So I'll tell you, video's going out to the track, going out to here. Might be scratching my head for nothing, I don't know. As Lloydie Yafford used to say, doesn't matter, I can't hear you guys commentating, but I watch you pointing to say, here comes a car and it gets my attention. As long as he puts himself in a position to see things, he's a happy man. G'day Lloydie. Hey Diver, all the boys. SGORA Road Knights have had an event out at Jamaica, round one. So won the first two rounds, being Jamaica and Rilla, both won outright by Toby Ryman. Evan Lampard's secured enough points to be second coming into this event. But that's all going to change with the results that have been happening this weekend. There'll be a whole lot of cats thrown amongst the pigeons, as they say. Causes a fair bit of stir. So we've got Jeff Brennan still out there. Well as Dave Adams. Last two competitors being on track officially for the SGORA 200 in 2024. Take the opportunity to thank you all for being here. Please tell your friends, spread it on social media. Remembering in August, you can come up here for the mini paid 250. Round of the South Australian Motorsport Australia Championship. Not forgetting a couple of weeks' time, you've got Waikerie, the Riverland there, and then towards the end of the month, very busy time up there in the Riverland. You've got the Love Day 400. Then it's a month later, we're back here for the mini pay 250. So plenty of off-road racing available in the next couple of months, that's for sure. So you'll see a lot of ASA cars that you don't normally see at these events, with having two separate bodies providing insurance for the sport these days. Unfortunately, some people choose to race ASA only, and some people choose to race Motorsport Australia only. So it's separated a lot of cars, it's reduced the fields a little bit to a lot of events, but still plenty of events to get out there, enjoy. Definitely a sign we're getting towards the end of the race, getting some sparrows diving in and out of the tyres here. Feeling a little bit more comfortable. Had a few bounces out the back there today that have managed to avoid any race cars or photographers or recovery. So we try to get along with all of the wildlife here. As I said to you before, we're basically eco-friendly recyclers, all us off-roaders. So many parts that we use which second hand to a lot of people. We don't mind. There's a lot of people that don't even touch anything second hand. That's why the most expensive vehicle out here racing Australia was imported at $1.3 million. Truck in Western Australia. Four-wheel drive truck. Absolute weapon. And that's the thing, we're seeing so many more trophy trucks out on track now. Ground-shaking excitement whenever you see one of those with the ignition on. Sound awesome, look awesome. We'll have a really good clash. Probably next time we'll see most of those trucks will be at Love Day 400. Love Day 4x4 Adventure Park. Be a good entry of trucks. Hopefully the wait list can put something online there to let everyone know who's entered. A bit difficult to navigate some portions of the Motorsport Australia website. Gaining access to a lot of information. That's what we need to do, advertise the sport. You've got to make it easy for people to enjoy it. Whoever's handling the IT in Motorsport Australia, please make it a little bit more accessible for the public. Put in a link there to make sure some of these entries are actually public. Put a box there to tick. Do you mind if your name is entered in the public domain? Some people don't like to let people know that they're racing, but hey, sponsors would love for you to say that you want to be represented publicly. It's a great way to demonstrate your product on a race car, off-road race car. It's as tough and extreme as it gets. Looks like we've got the DR1 coming in here. David Adams, Desert Rat, Honda Power. Heavily breathed on by SPH Engineering. And I think KK with the best photo yesterday, in my opinion, I've seen so far online. Just heard there's only one car left on track. Well done to David Adams coming through. Must be for a finish. Check flag is out, so to speak. Congratulations, great drive. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The race has been declared. And that is it for this year. Thank you very much for tuning in online. Thanks for your patience. The audio here, no surprise what I'm going to be up to soon. So, signing off.